Hello, my wonderful people. Let's get this line sorted out. Happy Friday. How are you all? I'm looking kind of tired. I need to open up my eyes some more. It just looks weird. How's everyone doing? Hope you're well. This is David Daniels, aka The Shy Man, bringing you for this week's Seeds of Wisdom. Once a week, hopefully, giving you Seeds of Wisdom. As Uta Maris likes to call those golden nuggets to help you on your daily life, your daily walk. So I'm going to give it a few minutes for people to jump on. Hi Angela, how you doing? Thank you for those words of encouragement you gave. I can't remember if it was this time last week or on the Sunday Facebook Live, but yeah, really meant a lot. So I hope you're well. Hope you're doing well. We've got a few more people jumping on board. Tell me how have your weeks. Happy Friday, blessings, sir. Blessings right back at you, Angela. Blessings, madam, of course. So yeah, I'm finding the weeks are flying by. I do miss doing these daily. Actually, I used to do these Monday to Friday. There you go. My main brother Utum's on Facebook Live. How you doing, Utum? Hope you're feeling a bit better now. I know I spoke to you a day or two ago. And hope you'll be spending some quality time with your children. Family of mine like myself, we're pushing on. We're trying to build new bridges. Obviously, we've got family to maintain, but we're doing this kind of stuff to help spend more time with our families. So there's a sacrifice to pay. Short-term pain for long-term gain, I think they call it. You have to excuse me. I've got a bit of a dry mouth, so I'm going to take the occasional sip of water. I feel like a professional speaker now, getting the old glass of water in. So yeah, welcome. Okay, gonna give it a little bit longer, and then we're gonna jump right into it. So yeah, I've had a good week. Like I said, the weeks seem to be flying by at the moment, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But it's like you blink and then you've missed a week. Okay, let's do it. So right, Seeds of Wisdom. My subject title for today is The Power of the Voice Note. I did a Facebook Live a little while ago about the power of the high five. Seems like many moons ago. And if you haven't seen it, I've got a YouTube channel. I don't shout about it enough, about the kind of videos I've done in the past. But yeah, there's a YouTube channel. I'll post a link at the end of this Facebook Live where you can watch back. Utam, give him a shout out. If you don't know, he does a weekly podcast, Straight from the Heart podcast, where he interviews people just making strides in life, having a massive impact. And Utam, forgive me, I can't keep up with the amount you're putting out. You're just high quality as well. So I've got a bit of catching up to do, but I can do that through the tool of YouTube. So check him out as well as myself. So yeah, a little while ago I did a Facebook Live called The Power of the High Five. There seems to be a lot of it going around now. And back in the 80s and that one as a kid, it was kind of to be a cheesy thing, but now I just explained how it's a great way for it breaks down religions, race, colour, creed, sex. You just high five someone is just a way of connecting with someone. So this is kind of titled the same way, but this is the power of the voice note. And the reason I wanted to speak about this is something I've been using a lot, and I find it really useful. So anyone who knows me well, I'm really into systems and productivity. When I'm going on the Google Play Store, I'm not looking for games. I'm looking for photo editing stuff. I'm going into the productivity tools. I want those tools that are going to help me become more efficient, give me more time, because I'm obsessed with time. So that's me. That's that kind of thing. Yeah, I like it. But recently I find myself using voice notes quite a lot. So to break it down, what a voice note is a bit like a voicemail. So I think we all know what a voicemail is. You try and ring someone, you can't get through to them. You've got the option to leave a message. Now, with tools such as Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp, you've actually got the ability to leave a voice note. So you don't have to ring someone to leave a voice note. You can just, it's like a little dictaphone memo recording. You can leave a message for someone. And I've been using these a lot. I use them a lot where I've got a lot to say, or I can't articulate what I want to say in words, or take me too long and it's not convenient, so I'll just record a voice note and just ask Utim. Sometimes I bombard him, like I had an idea the other day, um, and I just put did a little voice note to Utim, and then boom, it's there, and then he can respond to me when he likes. And I'm sure most of you have played voicemail tennis before, so you're trying to get hold of someone, and you leave them a voicemail, and then they try to get hold of you. They leave you a voicemail, and it goes back and forth and back and forth. And sometimes that's the way um, it can happen with some people. For me, with voice notes, we all busy. Sometimes there's so many people we want to catch up with, but we just don't have the physical time or the mutual convenient time to connect with them. So leaving a voice note is a way that you can just share a thought, share a message, and then, hi Tracy, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Tracy's making some big moves. I've been watching you, Tracy. Not like weirdly or anything, but admiring. I know you've got a new Facebook page and you've got an event coming up. Yeah, and Tracy again's been one of my big supporters. So bless you. Thank you for joining. I'm just talking about the power of the voice note. I use voice notes quite a lot to connect with people, to encourage people, to edify people. I did a big thing on edification a little while ago. I did a challenge around it about lifting people up, letting people know how good they are. Voice notes are a great way to do that. It's just you reaching out to someone, and they don't even have to. Happy Movember. Yeah, I've got a bit. I've got a bit OTT with Movember. Need to get the need to get the clippers in place. So great idea. Yeah, thank you, Tracy. So yeah, voice notes is just a way you can reach out to someone. It's a bit like a text message, really, I suppose. Text messages are great. You might know someone who's feeling down, and text message can really uplift somebody, and it's that one way communication. So they don't have to respond. You don't have to respond to you. They can read it at their own leisure, just like they can listen to a voice note at their own leisure. And for me, I really can express myself a lot more in a voice note. And basically, there's a project that I've applied to become a part of, and this project has attracted a lot of attention from people. And again, based on one of my old Facebook lives about standing out from the crowd, how do you stand out? I did a voice message to try and convey or show these people my passion for this particular project, and it may have gone on for too long, but hey, you've got to try these things sometimes. I just wanted to get across the passion I had for this particular project, and I did that by a voice note. I just ended up recording it and emailing it to them, so it was all one way. They didn't have to respond, they can listen to it, because obviously listening and talking are different skills. There's a reason most of us have two ears and one mouth. We should listen far more than we talk. Often is the opposite. We want to get our voice in, we want to get our opinion heard, more so than taking in other people's opinions or listening to what other people got to say. So yeah, recently I've been really bombarding people. Louise McNestry is another one. Claudia, all the way in Australia. We do voice notes quite a lot, actually. Not so much recently, but ours can be like 20 minutes at a time. The time difference plays a factor in there. So if you don't know Claudia Albert, she's a speaker, a coach, an entrepreneur, based in Australia, and she's helped me a lot in this development, the progress I've made doing these Facebook Lives. And she leave me 20-minute voice notes when I've asked her a question. I think we try to outdo each other sometimes with the length of our voice notes, but it works for us, and it's a really good communication. Hi Georgina, how are you? How's your little Jojo? Love the name. His name's not Jojo, is it? I can't remember. Sorry, forgive me. Noah, you're Jojo. Love the name. Good, strong, biblical name, like my boys, Elijah and Micah. Can't get more biblical than that. And then obviously me, David, and then Daniel. So I've got two. Big weight to carry. But yeah, thank you for jumping on board. Hope you forgive me for getting your son's name wrong. So yeah, voice notes. I love them. I love them. I'm quite an early bird, so sometimes I don't want to disturb people. I'm trying to ring them at inconvenient times, so I can leave them a voice note, and then they can pick it up at their own convenience. And I like to encourage people using voice notes. And there's been some people, I've heard great talks from people, and I've left them a voice note and they haven't responded to me. And yeah, there's a little bit of part of me is like, oh, did you get the message? Could you just acknowledge that you've got the message? But it's fine. Deep down, it's fine because I want to let that person know that I thought they did a great job, and it's a one-way thing. It's for me to encourage them. I've changed my little bio recently on my Facebook Live. Um, is to bless others as I've been blessed. This year, really, it's been a culmination of years, small steps, but this year really has been a significant year for me. This is 2016 has kind of been a year of action, a year of doing things before I've been ready, the year of making mistakes and getting down and getting back up and going again. And I really feel that God is blessing me. The struggles that I've been through, a lot of you will know from my previous Facebook lives. If you haven't, then go again, check it out on YouTube. Doing what I'm doing now, there's been a journey to this case. It's the same with Autumn. You find a lot of people doing significant things, doing great things. A lot of people who other people might see as being successful have had a lot of struggles, a lot of pains, and yeah, Autumn, only really learned about his one with a speech that he done that was recorded on YouTube, and he's got so many reasons to have a chip on his shoulder against the world, to be angry against the world. He's got so many reasons why he could be depressed, could be bitter against the world. And I'm sure there's times that he's been in that place, but he's using real pains and real struggles and turning that around to help others, and obviously to help him and his family and his children. And I kind of feel it's the same with me on a lesser scale. So I've changed it. I've really, my bio is now, and kind of my tagline, if you want to call it, is to bless others as I've been blessed. So I'm hoping this video tonight and the stuff I've done before have just helped you in some shape or form. So yeah, voice notes for me are a great way of doing that. How are we doing for time? Oh, I thought I was talking for longer. Autumn blesses me with voice notes of encouragement. One thing he said to me is keep my Facebook lives a bit more condensed in terms of time, and he's right, because I really value you guys' time. There's so much stuff you could be doing now. There's so much pulls on our time, so much things that are attracting us. YouTube, social media. Obviously, you've got the old-fashioned television. Remember what one of those was? Family, friends. You've got to catch up with. There's so many pulls on our time. So for you to be sharing this live, especially, it does mean a lot to me, and it adds to me doing these. I did pose an idea of whether I should do like a monologue video or just a recorded video and put it up, and most people said no, they want to keep the Facebook lives because of the interactivity. Yes, Angela just said yes. That interactivity, it helps me refine what I'm doing, helps me. The kind of key learning I've got to do now is not to get distracted too much by your comments and to remember where I was. I had this issue at work where someone would come and ask me for my help, and I just help them straight away, and it'd take me 10 minutes to think about, well, what was I doing before? So now I have to make a real conscious effort to get to a place where I know where I was, I can help that person and come back to it. And it's the same with these Facebook Lives. So this is all learning for me. I'm not a professional. Some of you know I've had no public speaking training whatsoever to date. A couple of tips here and there, but no formal public speaking, and that's been on purpose to a degree. I will do some training at some point, I think, but I'm very particular what training I want. I don't want it to be too robotic. I want the training to be more me doing speaking than learning about it. That's to put it that way. So I'm not an expert at this. Any one of you can do this in your own way, in your own style. I did slightly think about, well, do I need to be coming on here all pumped up, rah rah rah, and there's some people doing it and they do it very well, but that's not me. And see, Angela just said, I'm glad you said that. You just helped me out too. I'm like that too. Thank you, Angela. There will be times where I think I did a Facebook Live on education. I'm very passionate about education. My dissatisfaction with it, I think it was over an hour. That's something that just gets to me, kind of righteous anger, and I will start going off on I will start going off on one and that. But what you see is what you get with me, pretty much. And I've had to learn that myself. Is okay just to be me and do things my way. That doesn't mean I can't improve. That doesn't mean I can't learn. Doesn't mean there's times where I don't have to step out and be in a see myself or act in a different light as such. But right down in the core of it, this is what you see is what you get with me, pretty much. I've shared a lot of my personal life on here. That once upon a time I wouldn't have done that. No way I would have done that. But I want, like I say, I want to use the struggles and that breakthrough I've had to inspire you guys, and for you guys to push on and think, hey, yeah, I can do this as well. And it doesn't have to be through a Facebook Live. It could be a completely different medium or way. One of the biggest breakthrough things for me was changing my Facebook status from private to public, and so potentially I could reach anyone on Facebook. But it's not about me, and I think that's a key thing I learned. One of the key tips I learned about public speaking: take the focus off yourself and put it on you guys. And when you take the focus of yourself and put it on serving you guys, it changes everything. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm so worried about how I look or how I'm coming, my voice, of making mistakes and that, because my heart is to serve you guys more. And being selfish, this helps me as well. I think Utam says about his podcast, he's got some fantastic people getting on, people that he may not normally have had access to, or people he may have to pay significant sums of money to have their time. And because he's doing it through a podcast, which he's sharing with all of us, gratefully, he's also learning at the same time. So I did a video last week, Iron Sharpens Iron. Being around these people helps you get better. So all you guys are commenting, all you guys who've come into my life through this stuff, you've helped me. You've helped me a lot. So I'm grateful to you. So it's kind of a two-way thing. Tracy says, it's like that when I was in retail. It's all about the customer, yes. But I'm gonna get a bit controversial. The customer's not always right. In my opinion, the customer's not always right. Some customers will try and manipulate certain situations. That was kind of the golden rule. I worked in retail as well, Tracy. The customer is always right. The customer is king, and that, yes, to a degree. But the customer's not always right. Where I work at the moment, for a company supply electricity, I work in the credit management department. I'm not a debt collector, but I've got debt collectors, and there are some people who would knowingly take out electricity, knowing they're not going to pay for it, and they know all the tricks in the book. They know they've set up multiple businesses, different business names. They know the loopholes and what have you. So yeah, the customer is not always right. There you go. Disagree with me? Let me know. But yeah, we have to try it and serve the customer as best as possible. Hey Richard, how you doing? We've got a member from the US of A over here. Richard Item introduced me to Richard. Again, that iron sharpens iron. He's doing kind of similar things to what I'm doing. I'm so glad to be on here, Richard. All the way from Corpus Christi. There we go. Richard Trevino II. Pleasure to have you on here. I've just been talking about voice notes, Richard. I use them a lot to encourage people to, where there's something I want to articulate, I don't feel I can do it in a text message or take too long, or it doesn't come across the right way, I'll leave a voice note. For me, they're a great tool. And so yeah, I'm just sharing that, and maybe it'll give some other people the idea to share, to leave voice notes or text messages, edifying, letting people know when they've done a good job. And it's not about getting that feedback back, it's just about you blessing others. I want to bless as many people because I've been blessed. And there's some people who are in some dark places at the moment, and if I can just shine a little bit of light into the world, then it's so worth it. Um, so there we go. Thank you all guys for your comments. Do you guys have anything to share on this? Any opinions? Anything you wanted me to add to this? I'm conscious of um, your time. Your time is valuable because we can't get it back. I've got things to do. You guys have got things to do. But I'm serving. I'm serving you. It wasn't viable for me to continue doing these Monday to Friday. I started up my own business. I'm working full time. I've got family. I've got friends. I've got my faith. Um, and for the minute, my focus really, obviously, my job and that, but it's just getting the business started. Taking very small steps. It's a little frustrating, but I realise it is what it is, and I'll get there. I will finish at some point. Whether it's a bit slower than I planned, the important thing is I finish. So, but I do. Facebook Lives have helped me a lot, so I still feel there's value in me doing these. So now they're once a week on a Friday. I've kind of got the back catalogue on YouTube, so I'll post a link. Can I do that now? Actually, using the power of copy and pasting. Oh, you guys, I love copy and pasting. I'm not going to do Facebook Live about that because, yeah, that sounds a bit nerdy. But yeah, I've just posted my YouTube channel on here. I've had a lot of new friends or people trying to connect with me recently, and they might not know where I started from. That video, back in July, that was many months ago. And I hope you guys have seen the journey, have enjoyed the journey. I know I have. Yes, Tracy, thank you for sharing. There we go. I'm going to use a few voice notes in next week. Brilliant. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm sharing, what I'm doing in my life, and hopefully you guys can take some tips, little nuggets, as golden nuggets, as Sultan likes to say, and go away and use them in your own life and touch others and bless others, inspire others. I believe we'll either add to life or we take away from life. Yes, we take away lots, but at the end of the day, I want to be a person who adds more to life than I've taken away from life. I don't want to be that person who's got a chip in their shoulder. Maybe once upon a time I had, not necessarily felt like I was owed something. It's more the question of why. Why me? Why am I going through this shyness? Why am I feeling awkward? Why can't I talk to people? Why do I not like the way I look? Why am I getting bullied? The list just went on and on. Why have I got no dad in my life? The list just went on and on and on and on. So it wasn't a case of the world owes me a dad, the world owes me this and that. It was just like, why me? Why am I suffering? And I've turned that around now. So I want to help people who haven't got a father figure in their lives. I want to help people who are crippled by shyness. I want to help people who are made to feel shameful because they're introverted and they're like spending time by themselves, reading books and that, and they're made to feel there's something wrong with them because they're not loud, they're not brash, and not, you know what I mean, the joker in the crowd. I want to do all that. I want to help as many people as I can as possible. And Facebook Live is one way to do that. The power of social media to do that. I'm gonna wind things down. I'm gonna wrap things up. Another thing that I do, if you guys don't know, is Sunday nights. I do something called prayer time. I'm a Christian. My faith is in Jesus. My faith is in God. That's a massive part why I do what I do now. Angela, I'll come back to your message. It's a massive part of what I'm doing. I feel like God has now given me permission to do all this stuff now, and the sky's the limit. The only limitation is me, and I've still got limiting beliefs that I need to work through. But yeah, the sky's the limit. So prayer time is on a Sunday night. It's basically I pray. Hopefully people join me. If not, I'll still pray by myself. And there's again that premise of me using my blessings to bless others. People who can't get to church, people who don't know what church is, people who feel like their sins are stopping them from going to church. People who don't even know what church is, don't know what faith is, but they just are struggling in their life, and they feel something deep down in their soul. They might not know what it is to call out to someone, to call out for help. Literally, could just be shouting out, "Help me!" And prayer is just talking to God, asking Him for help, thanking Him for things that He's helped us with. So that's what I do on a Sunday. I know, Richard, I think you do something. I know you do something on Tuesday, Transparent Tuesdays, and I think you got something on Thursdays as well. Forgive me, I need to watch. I need to go back and watch a lot of your stuff, and see what you do. Um, but yeah, that's what I do. I do on a Sunday night Facebook Lives. You can share your prayer requests beforehand, like Angela has. You can share them live. You can share them to me anonymously. Not everyone wants people to know exactly what's going on, the sensitive details. You may want prayer for someone. If you name them, that might cost your situation. You just reach out to me privately. We had quite a lot of anonymous prayer requests, which is good, because I don't want anyone not to receive that prayer, that blessing, because of things such as that. And the fantastic thing about prayer, you don't have to go through me. You don't have to do it on the Facebook. You can just pray right now. You pray wherever you want. It's free. But that's something I do on a Sunday night. So yeah, if you guys got requests, let me know. Join me on a Sunday night, and let's build this thing up. Let's build it bigger than me. Amen. Brilliant timing, Angela. Right, Angela. Please keep me in prayer. This is really new to me, but I know I can do all things through Christ. I want to inspire others and be a world changer, impacting others' lives. That's me. I do too. Brilliant. I'm praying for you. It's done. Prayer's done. God has heard it, so it's done. Yeah, Angela, maybe share with me privately more about what you want to do, or message me and stuff. I love that. World changer. Be a changer. Be a life changer. But Angela's saying she wants to be a world changer. That's two big words there. So yeah, definitely you need prayer for that. You need prayer to step out and put your hand up and say, I want to be a leader. And we all see what happens to leaders. We all see what's happened to our politicians in that. People want to knock them down. People will criticize them. People will find any opportunity for them to trip up, and then for them to resign. When you put yourself out there, there will be people, not too strong words, coming for you, or people jealous of you, or people think you're arrogant and you this and that. And to want of a better word, they want to take you down a peg or two. And in this country, Angela, and in the UK, I don't know if it happens in America, we have this same culture in our media where we will build people up. I use sport, I use soccer, football, because I like sports. So a young football player comes on the scene, he's the greatest thing, and they will build him up, or her up. And then as soon as they make a mistake, as soon as something happens, they'll knock them all the way down. And they seem to revel in that. They seem to enjoy that. It seems to give them pleasure in doing that. So yeah, leaders need. Don't get it twisted, people. Leaders, Richard, I think most of you guys on here are leading in some way, shape, or form. Yes, I think you all are. You guys all need your prayers. You guys all have my prayers, that we will be strengthened each and every day, and the sacrifices you will make and the time you're sacrificing will come back to you. The times when you're leaving your family to help others and your friends, I pray that you will get strengthened by that, because in some cases you guys need prayer more than people not in leadership, because you're taking that step. And I pray that what you're doing, that your heart does not get tainted by the material things in this world. I pray that your hearts will stay pure and clean, and that the reason you got into leadership is the reason that you continue in leadership, and the reason that you stay in leadership, and that doesn't change. I pray you don't succumb to the power. Some people become hungry for power. I pray that it's not you. So yeah, that's it. 29 minutes. I said I'd keep it under half an hour. Last week, autumn, I did 35 minutes. We're going to wrap things up. Anything else, people? If not, I'm going to wish you all a blessed weekend. Thank you so much for joining on it. It makes it all worthwhile what I'm doing. Anyone who wants to connect with me privately, please do so. Check out the YouTube channels. Send me your thoughts. Send me your feedback. Anything you want me to speak on. I haven't done it for a while, but usually at the end of my videos, I do a big cheesy grin. Why do I do that? Because I was so conscious of my looks growing up and that. Now I'm learning I need to have a bit of fun. I need to play with myself. I need to... Don't worry about looking like an idiot on screen. It's all good. So on that, the cheesy grin is coming. Love you and leave you. Utin Mares, 29 minutes and 55 seconds. I'm out.